For all the latest updates, subscribe to News 9.
World Health Organization Chief Dr. Tedros Adhanom has said that the world will face a shortage of oxygen concentrators as the number of worldwide cases of COVID-19 infection nears the 10 million mark. The COVID-19 cases have hit 9.3 million people and killed more than 480,000 so far and is rising by about 1 million cases per week. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said that he plans to travel to Washington to meet with US President Donald Trump, an announcement that was met with a storm of criticism in Mexico. Trump is deeply unpopular in Mexico because of his remarks about the country. US President Donald Trump was criticized by Republicans for his decision to end funding for 13 COVID-19 centers. More than 38,600 new infections were reported in USA in the last 24 hours, surpassing records set in late April. As the number of cases set a single-day high in the US, most states mandated masks and paused further reopening. The governors of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, once at the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak, announced that visitors from states with high infection rates must self-quarantine for 14 days on their arrival. The announcement came as the United States recorded the second largest increase in COVID-19 cases since the health crisis began, with a rise of nearly 36,000 new infections on Tuesday, as a dozen states saw a surge in infections. The second COVID-19 wave is a real risk for Britain and local flare-ups are likely, major health bodies said this past week in one of the strongest warnings to Prime Minister Boris Johnson as he eases lockdown to help the economy. Britain has one of the world's highest death tolls from COVID-19, but infections have fallen. The government plans to lift many restrictions in England from July 4th to help an economy facing the deepest contraction in 3 centuries. Some of the largest UK councils say they may have to declare themselves effectively bankrupt unless the government agrees to further support. Nearly 150 authorities have forecast a combined budget shortfall of at least £3.2 billion, according to reports. The British government waded into the border face-off between India and China in Ladakh, urging both sides to refrain from violence. Speaking publicly on the flashpoint for the first time, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said in the House of Commons that Britain was encouraging both sides to engage in dialogue on border issues. WHO said Britain's COVID-19 testing program could help to give a picture of how the virus spread in the country. The WHO said that testing in the UK has increased and the surveillance system is capable of fighting the disease. From June 30th, people from several countries outside the European Union and Schengen zone, where the COVID-19 infection rates are lower, will be permitted to fly to Spain for non-essential purposes, Spain's government has announced. The latest decision of the Spanish authorities follows the reopening of the country tourists from all European Union and Schengen zone countries, as well as the United Kingdom.